Welcome to this short video where we're going to summarize your first week of this module and then look ahead and overview the second week of this module. So if we scroll down and we have a look at week one, which you can open just by clicking on this little part of the week one menu, all of your sessions here in chronological order, so module introduction, developing study skills, etc. down, we've put on the PowerPoint or the main resource we've used. Underneath you will find a recording of every session, any additional resources we might have used, and then feedback that we've been asking you to fill out as often as you can for us. And some of the feedback you provided us has been really helpful so far. So you'll find that format through every single session of the week. So if we go down to today's sessions, you'll see again the PowerPoint, the recording, plus the other resources. And please keep giving us feedback. Now if we minimize this by clicking here again on week one, we can open up week two. You can start to look ahead to your week two schedule. You will see at the moment that it's pretty empty because we're going to upload all of the resources and start to do that across the weekend and early next week. But what you can see is the format of the sessions and the order, of the sessions that we're running through. And if you click on the weekly schedule for week two, you will then be able to see the format of the sessions. So we're going to start Monday with some flexible tasks that will be set by myself and Tash. And then we're into some face-to-face delivery again on Tuesday. So the main content we're going to cover next in the coming week is going to be based on consolidating the foundation and participation stages of sport, particularly looking at the role of the coach within those two stages. We're then going to look ahead to the performance and the elite stage with myself and Ryan, and with Tash, you're going to look at coaching styles, how participants develop, and then some of the fundamental movement skills and sport-specific movement skills. You've also got this session on Tuesday with myself and Tom, where we're gonna look at how we can develop research and in particular referencing skills and using the APA referencing system, which is going to be really important for you throughout your degree, and you'll be expected to use that in both your EduBlog and your presentation task. Now, if we go back to learning space and if we minimize week two, we can open up the assessment information. And what you can see here are the assignment briefs for both the EduBlog and the presentation task. So if we open the EduBlog, for example, you can see your assignment brief, you can see the tasks that we're asking you to do with some additional information, a submission date, and also down on page 2, a marking framework. Now, we've discussed this more in the module introduction video. So if you haven't watched it yet, please go back and watch it, or if you need to re-watch it, again, go back and watch it, and it will clarify some of this in more depth. But you can see the types of things that we're assessing you against and what we're giving more weight to with our assessment decisions. Now, as you can see in your EduBlog task, so you need to create the professional website, and you also need to reflect on in your professional website your wider study skills, such as note-taking and other aspects. So we can see some resources here, effective note-taking. You might want to click on this and use these different ways of collecting notes as a way of reflecting on your current note-taking effectiveness. And more importantly, if we click on setting up an EduBlog for your assessment, this is your walkthrough guide of how to set up an EduBlog. So you've got this section here, you've got your table of contents. That might be a little bit lower depending on how it's embedded in with your screen size. But if you can't find anything, just click on the right arrow here or here to take you to the next page. And then you've got some guidance. It's important you go through this slowly and you don't rush through this. So you've got some guidance of how you set up an EduBlog. And then you can scroll down, you can click here to access this page properly rather than it being embedded as it is. But more importantly, you can click here to take you into the main EduBlog's website. Now I'm already logged in, so you will need to log in up here with your Marjon credentials, and then you can go and create your own site, your own blog. And again, this guide, as you walk through it, will give you some support as to how you do that. Now, it's important that you join the right class. That information will be available in the chat message I'm sending to your group this evening. And in addition to that, we've also got this presentation video that I would suggest you watch as a huddle group. It's very short and it just guides you through how you might create and deliver an effective PowerPoint presentation. So please make sure that you've looked through that before you start building your presentation. Now, the final thing to make you aware of is the support that we can provide you away from your timetabled sessions. So you might have some questions and queries which are really quick, mainly based around your assessments, I assume, but it could be based around anything. And the most effective way to ask that question is through Microsoft Teams on the chat function. And some of you have been doing that really well already, so please keep utilizing that tool. That tool is probably going to get a far quicker response from us than an email. So keep using that chat function where possible. Now, sometimes you might have a question or a query, or you might want some support that will need a conversation and a bit longer. So the best way to do that is by going here to this tutorial support and booking in for a tutorial with one of us. So if you click on our names, so if you want to book in with me, you can click on my name and it opens up a booking page. So you can go to the date you want, it's got a list of times, you can scroll through and you can pick something that suits you and then put your name and your email in, and then you've got some optional questions here and then book the appointment. That will then book the appointment in my calendar, in your calendar, and it will have a Microsoft Teams link so we can have a video call conversation. Now, obviously, we've been quite limited here of what we can offer you. So if your need is more urgent or actually it just doesn't fit you and you need more flexibility, please drop us a message on Microsoft Teams in the chat and we can try and work around that and provide you with a tutorial session which fits your needs much better. That's it. So that's us finished for the overview. We're really looking forward to working with you next week. Please make sure you've completed all of the week 1 tasks. So your gap analysis and then your finished gap analysis at the end of week 1 goes in there. Your worksheets with Tash, and then enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure you get some time to relax and we'll see you next week.